Davide, grazie mille per essere con me. Unfortunately, my Italian is not so good, but thank you very much to spend a few minutes at the very end of the ISPO. You must be very tired after days and days and days of talking about new products, but no wonder you issued again a little miracle here in technical engineering for ski bindings. The Freeraider 14 looks very different to what it was before. First I see the stopper is at a different place. I see the front head looks a little bit like the Revolution. There's a different mounting pattern. What did you change? What did you make even better?
Hello Thomas and Transa guys. It was a great show. The new ATK collection has been great, very successful. What we achieved with the main news for 1920, which is called Freeraider 14 binding, is to update the top part compared to the last version of these bindings. The drilling pattern has been created as completely new. It's a mixed version, a mixed pattern in between the small one of the older version and the big one of the older version. So it perfectly fits with skis in between 80 and 125 millimeters. Talking about the top part, we have the front lever has been designed to represent a boot stop and stop the boot exactly in a perfect position to match with the pins and create a very super easy step in for the boot. Regarding the top part again, we completely closed the top part. This technology is coming from the Revolution binding, which is our World Cup binding. This technology allows to avoid any snow pack issue under the top part, which is an old known issue with tech bindings. Regarding the top part, we also have an adjustable system here, which can be set on 3 different levels: low, mid, and high. With this setting, we adapt the toe pin size, toe pin distance to perfectly fit with any tech insert on the market. This is mainly due to the fact that this toe part is extremely stiff. The stiffness and the performance provided by this toe part leads to small adaptability to different sizes of tech inserts. That's why we introduced this system. Talking about the rear part, what we have here is a rear brake available with up to 120 millimeters as a standard, 135 as an optional. The ski brake can be driven by this button, this side button. You just press the side button, push down the plate, and the plate locks. This is a very simple and lightweight solution, just around 35 grams added to the binding to get the ski brake. In this case, it's included with the binding. Here we see a fully fitted heel part with a lot of options for the climbing aids. We have a special technology here to make it very small and very lightweight. We call it Magneto heel flaps. Magneto, it comes from magnets. In fact, these heel flaps are stabilized by magnets. We have 5 different walking modes. This is the first one. This is the second one. 2 lifts without rotating the heel head. Then we can also rotate the heel head before leaving for our uphill. We can go flat, and then with the pole tip we can drive the other 2 lifts. So first one and second one. What we have here is also a binding that shows a super downhill performance. We can easily state that this is among the best downhill performances on the market. We have an 8 to 14 release range. We have an elasticity range of the heel part which is provided by the elastic response system of 4 millimeters range. additional to the 4 millimeters distance in between boot and binding. Then we, from the performance point of view, we can see here that we implemented a new Freeride Spacer. What is even better compared to the last year is the width of the spacer, which is even wider and provides an even better torsional stability of the boot. The spacer is cooperating with the brake pad here in order to keep the side release valid. So the spacer is sliding together with the brake plate. So no friction during the release. The spacer can be also adapted to the different width, thickness of different boots available on the market. We offer different spacers inside of the binding box that can be used to fit perfectly with the boot that you own or the customer owns. That's the last information is about the adjustment of the binding. It shows 25 millimeters adjustment, and the heel pattern is always the same of the last models. So pretty wide one and perfectly fitting also with very wide skis.
Unfortunately, you didn't forget anything, so there is no room left for me to ask another question. And also we're 6 minutes and a half already. You thought you were doing all the news in 2 minutes, but you have too many news for only 2 minutes. So yeah, I think thanks again for explaining, and we're looking forward for next season to ski the new binding.
I think it will be even before the next season, at least for the Transa guys.
Okay. Good. Thanks
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, guys.